The Joker, as you probably know, is what we call in the comic book business a bad dude. While he can dish out horrific fates though, he's also no stranger to suffering from them himself. And there have been multiple times where everyone involved was certain that the Joker was dead, only for the clown prince of crime to pop up again, seemingly unscathed at a later date. With that in mind then, I'm Josh from WhatCulture.com, and these are 9 Joker fates worse than death. Number 9, multiple choice memories. The Joker once said, "If I'm going to have a past, I'd prefer it to be multiple choice." He was joking, but the fact is that the Joker's psyche is so fractured that he honestly can't recall his own past. He doesn't know who he is and where he's from. He might not even know his own name. In one memory, he was the master criminal called the Red Hood, who fell into a vat of chemicals at the Ace chemical plant while running from Batman. That accident changed his skin to a chalk white, his hair green, and his lips red. In another, he was a former engineer and failed comedian who was forced to wear the Red Hood. He was then driven mad by his wife's death, accompanied by his dramatic physical changes. In a third story, he was a criminal named Jack who injured a paramour of Batman's and was then scarred by a batarang. Batman informed the mobsters of the escaped Jack's information, and they tortured him in a chemical plant. He killed several of them, but then fell into a chemical vat while trying to escape, and in another one still, his wife and child live in witness protection. Joker then is unsure which, if any of these are true, and not knowing yourself is truly a hellish life to live. Number 8, the time he became sane. The Joker revels in his insanity, and he values it more than all the money or novelty chattering teeth in the whole wide world. One of the worst things that could happen to him then is to have that unique and warped mind removed from him, and for him to become stuck with the same mind that everyone else has. To me and you, that might be a cure, but to him, that's like prison. And unfortunately for him, there have been a few instances where the Joker has been forced into sanity and been made to confront his actions. In one instance, the clown forces his way onto the Injustice gang and obtains the Philosopher's Stone. He then begins to create worldwide havoc until the Martian Manhunter briefly reorders his mind to get him to give up the stone. Joker, now made sane, becomes despondent, realizing what he's done, and in another storyline called Gone Sane, Joker believes that Batman died and then just snaps, has surgery, and becomes an accountant. There are a few other instances, but each time, being normal is a fate worse than death for the old clown prince of crime. Number 7, beaten nearly to death by Nightwing. Dick Grayson has had many encounters with the Joker as the first Robin, and continued to after graduating to the solo hero Nightwing. Second only to Batman, Grayson is the most familiar with the insane antics of the Clown Prince, but on one occasion, Nightwing went too far. At this point, the Joker had released a special version of his Joker Venom among the villain community when he believed that he was dying, hoping to go out with one last laugh. Over the course of trying to quell the violence and find the Joker, Huntress finds Killer Croc and the tattered costume of the third Robin, Tim Drake, implying that Croc had eaten him. So, despite pleas from Oracle and Black Canary, Nightwing goes after the clown. And when Dick finds the Joker, he begins beating him mercilessly. Joker then eggs Nightwing on, saying that he had hit Jason harder, referencing the time that he killed Jason Todd, the second Robin. At this point, Nightwing just beats Joker to death, but the clown is then revived by Batman, much to his dismay. In Nightwing's eyes, the Joker had won, and the clown had pushed him to break the one rule that he swore never to break. For a small moment, he became as bad as the Joker, which obviously would have pleased him even in death, but Batman robs that victory away from him at the very last moment. Number 6, Harley Quinn took a piece of him. The one person that Joker has done the most damage to is of course Harley Quinn. He has abused her both physically and psychologically, and he has tried to even kill her on numerous occasions. Yet her misguided love for the Clown Prince kept her coming back for more, but when she finally broke free of him, Joker couldn't stand it. In one story, Harley had moved on after years of horrible treatment, and she had finally put aside her feelings for the Joker and had moved on to a new man. This naturally began to drive Joker even crazier. Taking a cell next to Harley's new dude Mason, he then began to poison their relationship by revealing sordid details of Harley's past, and so Harley went into Joker's cell to reaffirm that it was over, but Joker had other plans. The clown then began to goad Harley and forced her into fighting him. He kept goading her until she became more violent, to the point where she actually begins beating him again mercilessly and even bites his lower lip off when he tries to force a kiss on her. At the end of this story, he doesn't get her back, and for him, that's something he can barely stand. But as comic readers, thank God. Number 5, he lost his mojo to a god. In this story, the mantle of Wonder Woman had been taken from Diana and given to Artemis, but that didn't stop Diana from continuing to be a hero, and one that the Joker mistakenly thought was an easy mark. Little did he know though that Diana was more than ready for anything the Clown Prince could dish out. Moving forward a little bit, and Joker has killed several assassins to get close to Diana and has even poisoned her with Joker venom. As she felt herself succumb to the venom, she prayed to the trickster god Pan to come to her and teach her his dance. Through Pan, Diana learns about chaos and how to control it, and as the Joker begins to tell a joke, Diana completes the punchline, an action that shocks the clown. Loopy and laughing, Diana then begins to tell another joke as she beats on the Joker. The beating continues, as do the jokes, and the Joker becomes agitated that not only is he getting his ass kicked, but he's also getting outschooled by a fellow comedian. It doesn't help either that in Joker's mind, the person who's doing this is also a woman. So yeah, of his many disreputable character traits, being a bad sexist can be added to it. After this humiliation, the Clown Prince steered mostly clear of the Amazon Princess in the future. Number 4, Joker can't live without Batman. In the Emperor Joker story arc, Mr. Mixie S. Pitlick wondered what kind of mischief a being like the Joker would get up to with 0.1% of his power. However, the clown tricked the imp into giving him 99.99% of his power instead, and it took Joker only 69 seconds to reshape reality into his own twisted image. With all of this power, Joker proceeded to kill the Justice League and tortured and killed Lex Luthor, only to then resurrect him and kill him again multiple times. The worst fate, though, he of course saved for Batman. He tortured and killed Bruce in new and inventive ways, only to then again resurrect him and do it over and over and over again. However, at this point, Superman made Joker realize that he will never be all-powerful because he cannot bring himself to eliminate Batman forever. Realizing this fact, the clown gave up the power and the world was put back to the way it was before, with one exception. The multiple deaths had broken even the indomitable will of the Batman, and so Superman elected to take all of those horrible memories away from him because the world needed its Dark Knight. The Joker's fate was to be left drooling in Arkham, whispering the words Emperor Joker backward with the spectre in his eye. Number 3, Oracle's Revenge. In an attempt to drive Commissioner Gordon over the edge and down to his level, the Joker shot and paralyzed Barbara Gordon in The Killing Joke, who then became the computer wizard and information broker to the superhero community known as Oracle. In another story, while the Calculator Gizmo and a group of lower-level villains engaged the Birds of Prey elsewhere in Platinum Flats, the Joker invaded the Birds' base of operations, specifically looking for Barbara. However, the Joker is surprised to find that Barbara is more than ready for him. They begin to fight and each gets in a few solid blows when Barbara then smashes her stick directly into his mouth, shattering all of his teeth. With this, in a way, Batgirl gets her revenge against the Clown Prince by taking something truly important to him, that being his smile. Number 2, losing face. While in Arkham Asylum, the Joker was met by a new villain called the Dollmaker. He cut Joker's face from his skull, and the Clown Prince then disappeared and was presumed dead by everyone except Batman. The face itself changed hands as time went on, and Harley Quinn even betrayed the Suicide Squad and staged a mass breakout of Belle Reve to get loose and retrieve it. The Joker did, of course, later resurface with his face attached with belts and staples. And while in these stories he claimed that his face removal didn't matter that much to him, it kinda did. Not only did his stapled-on face begin to attract flies and bugs, but he clearly held a grudge, threatening others with this same fate. I mean, supervillain or not, the idea of anyone having their face peeled off and then rudimentarily stapled back on isn't a welcome one, is it? Number 1, becoming the Joker. No matter his origins, the worst possible thing that has ever happened to the Joker is ultimately becoming the Joker. This ordinary man had the proverbial one bad day that tipped his life over into insanity. The factors that fractured his mind created a creature that has plagued the lives of untold numbers far beyond his personal vendetta with Batman. The accident that made him changed him physically and gave him chalk white skin, and it also either altered or unlocked a sadistic, maniacal, and nihilistic killer personality who cares nothing for life, not even his own. The only person he refuses to kill is Batman because, as he says, the Dark Knight is just far too much fun to dispose of. Few others, though, are safe from his whims and petty wraiths. One need only look at the abuses heaped on Harley Quinn for proof of that. This is probably the only one on this list that he wouldn't see as a fate worse than death, but trust me, this is no way to live. So that's our list. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. What did you think of these Joker storylines, and are there any cool examples I missed off here? While you're down there as well, could you please give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to What Culture Comics for more lists like this on the regular. Even if you don't though, I've been Josh, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.